The federal government has increased the price of petrol to 151 naira per litre. Some even sell at 162 naira per litre, the third increase in 3 months. This action on the part of the federal government has added to the economic mystery of all Nigerians. Taking the timing as wrong in view of the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the general well-being of people. Now, this has generated a lot of reactions from people even across the country. The questions from Nigeria now is, why now? Why are Nigerians witnessing the increase in petrol price, transportation and foodstuff instead of a great increase in their salaries? And what are the views of Lagosians on this topic? Of course, we are on the street of Lagos to view Lagosians' pulses on this. Come along with us.
My name is Kenneth Edetale, engineer.
My name is Papa Kwaurimison.
Victor Moses Ifidon.
My name is Okoy Inu Ebre.
My name is Anslem Akeya.
I'm Taiwo Adegoke.
My name is Femi Akinson.
My name is Tajuddin Lalo.
I'm Onyechi Promise.
My name is Bamshaye Elizabeth Omoladu.
I'm Rachel Omojoegbe.
Sir, can you tell us what your opinion is on the recent increase of petrol in Nigeria?
Okay, from my own perspective, the increment is not a good thing at all, because I'm a business person, so it affects our business a lot.
I think in Nigeria now, there are so many movies, so many actions, and people are really keeping quiet. So I think there should be a protest or a strike, like kind of a warning to the government for them to decrease the price in the increase of the fuel.
What I have to say is that they should pity the menace, because the high rates, the increase in fuel is affecting a lot of people. There will be increase in transport fee also. So they should pity the drivers and everybody there.
The president has to work on this increase of petrol, because not everybody have been working. I can make myself an example. I only work when there's parties. I run an MC shows, coordinate parties and other stuff. So without parties, I can't earn money, you understand? So it's going to affect some people negatively. So I'm going to employ our government to do something about it.
The tariff, I think also there should also be a strike for people, because the term is the workers, their salary has not been increased, yet they keep on increasing things in Nigeria. So there should be a strike, or there should be an avenue for people to say their mind, so that things will be done in Nigeria.
Actually, Nigerians are trying to raise funds, but there are so many avenues Nigerians are supposed to have gone to not to increase fuel. Because once you increase fuel, virtually everything will be affected. Like there is a program that's supposed to have been approved by Senate, Federal Enforcement Revenue Corps. They dumped it and go into fuel that will certainly increase poverty in the life of people. So as of my opinion, they are not.
Considering the fact that there is a pandemic and people have actually lost their jobs, people are looking for jobs and all that, so an increase in petrol at this point in time is quite not encouraging. In as much as it's actually in the long run going to benefit Nigerians, because the removal of fuel subsidy, it's for the funding of internal revenue, like what we need in our country. So paying that much on fuel is actually a deficit on our part, which is a good plan anyway. But then at this particular point in time, it's not advisable, because people are struggling. People don't have money. So an increase in fuel is an increase in basically every other amenities.
Yeah, my own opinion on the increment of petrol is not nice. It's on the high side, and it's not favorable to anybody. And just because of the pandemic, that is COVID, they increased the amount for transport everywhere. All the buses all around Lagos, they all increase their prices. Now when we are going to 100 naira, some increase their prices to 150, 200. And now, because of the pandemic has gone low, and now we are adapting and trying to follow the procedure of sanitizer and nose cover. So now, because of the fare increments, I don't think the price is going to drop. I think it's going to maintain, it will still remain that way, or it might even increase the more.
To an extent, it's a very disappointing increase, because even at this present time, it's not supposed to come up like that. At this present time, it's not supposed to come up like that, in the sense that all these things that you are seeing, people are facing hard times. You should expect them to decrease it, not to increase it. And if they're even increasing it, it's supposed not to be now. And the promise the president made was not like this. This is another thing. It's just like the man is just a shared disappointment to the world, not to Nigeria alone.
For me, it isn't right at this time, especially having faced the recent lockdown, all of that. Individuals have not worked, some have received just half salaries. With this increment, it's a kind of, it's putting hardship, especially on the masses. At this point, the government would have looked for a way to make things better. With the increments of price, everything is also increasing. Our tariffs, transport fares and all of that. Even the market women will tell you price has increased, so therefore the food and every other thing will increase. So I'll use the opportunity to plead with the government, if it's possible, to have a rethink as to the price and the hike.
We are just leaving the lockdown period for April and May. There is a lockdown from May till now. Even some countries are still on lockdown till now. I know the problem Nigeria encountered during the process. Some people lost their jobs. People are paid off salaries. Some don't have employment. You are increasing price. Why? It's not right at this time.
I would say, looking at it generally, it's a good move at the right time. Reason, you see, the subsidy regime should be phased out. It's in the interest of the country. We should phase out totally the subsidy regime. Apart from being a scam, I think the money the government is using to subsidize the fuel products should be channeled towards infrastructural development. Or we should find other things that will help the economy and help the masses with those monies we are using to subsidize oil products. So I think it's a good decision if the government is going to be sincere about it.
The tariff has been hiked. What do you think about it?
With the electricity, it's just the same thing. When there's an increment, there's an increment. As for the electricity, people who are using the prepaid, at least they still have the confidence I'm paying for what I'm using. You are paying as you use. But for the postpaid, you will not even see the light and you still get the bills, which is not even right as well. So all is boiled down on our government to have mercy on the masses, and then they should find a way to go around about it.
I think maybe prepaid meter will be better. Prepaid meter. Maybe each house should get a prepaid meter instead of all this.
It's going to be very, very hard for us, because in Lagos here, a lot of businesses and shops, they are all around Lagos and they consume a lot of power, electricity.
Even not the fact that about the stability, the fact that situation now where businesses are not fully resumed and you are increasing tariff, you are killing your people.
Considering the fact that there's no constant electricity and then you're increasing electric bills and all that, what's the reason? Like, what prompted it? What could have been the cause? Okay, now we know for a subsidy, they have to remove it and all that. Okay, what about for electricity? What did they remove? Why did they increase it and all that? So it's not encouraging and it's not advisable.
I observed recently in my own area. That's when I ran Fagba IG Sugar. A month ago, we always have lights frequently. So I'm highly impressed with that. But of recent, I observed that started having issue with light, and now there is increase. You know, if we are seeing the lights, we're having this light frequently, paying money, it won't be an issue anymore.
But despite the fact that this light is not regular, and even now that it's not regular, they ought to do some kind of regulations about it. Not that they can be skyrocketing the increase, the price. Now you can imagine all this kind of thing. It's affecting people, even the masses. It may not be affecting the rich ones, the politicians. Those are the people that are spoiling this country. But the masses especially, it's affecting them. And even if it's affecting them, it will cause them to start doing a lot of different things. Now let's put some business starters in considerations. Now there will be increments on, what we say, on commodities, increment on everything, and this is still going to take back on the masses. And if this is selling back on the masses, at the end of the day, a lot of things will get wrong. And I think by next election, they will not now want us to come back to vote for them. If anybody could vote for them, that means we are heading into doom. And Nigeria will be, maybe later or sooner, Nigeria will be a country that will be of non-existing again.
As for the electricity, if they are going to increase this thing, then they should make the prepaid meters available to everybody, so that you will know when you consume this light, not that they will be giving you estimated bill when the light is not available and the price has been increased. So I think there's a need for the government to balance the occasion, the interest of the masses and the interest of the, what do you call them, the discourse. I think there's a need for us to balance the occasion so that the masses.
What do you advise them to do to make Nigeria, better for people in this difficult time?
I think if we workers, there should be increase in our salary so that we'll meet up in the payment of the increase in the tariff and increase in the fuel. It will be fine and better.
You can't advise the government. They should just fear God. If you fear God, then you do things right. I don't think there's an advice I can give to them, because as it is, we have given them the power to make choices for us. So whatever is their choice is what we, at the end of the day, we follow. So they should just do that with the fear of God in heart. When such is done with the fear of God, I'm sure they will do the right thing.
If the government can just do these two things, at least there are many other things to do. But if these two things could also be looked into, I think it will help the economy, it will help the masses, it will help the country.
The set of the advisors that are there, they should just get them off. They should go for rightful thinking people, youths. Youths are thinking straight. All those old men, they are just there thinking stupidly. They are thinking irrationally, thinking because of their own personal aggrandizement. So they are not advising the government rightly. The next thing they ought to do is that they should scrap them or put the better rightful thinking person to be doing this.
I advise them you should apply human feelings. There should be human feelings. Humanity has to be there. We are all human beings. We all understand that we are surviving. Charlie, there are top people out there that they have this money. They don't mind. But like people of low class, it's going to affect them negatively.
My advice to federal government is they should look into Federal Revenue Enforcement Corps. That is already, a bill is already with Senate and implement it. That bill, they have about 16 avenues of making money into federal government treasury. About 200 billion per annum. They dumped it. Taxing the masses at this season is not the best. And this corps that I'm talking about, it has the ability to employ about 53,000 people working, feeding, and yet they still be remitting money to federal government. So increasing tariff and fuel, personally, is out of point. They are increasing poverty in the life of people.
Our advice on the government at this point in time is to cushion the effects of the pandemic. And of course, when I say cushion the effect, I'm talking about palliatives. If you're not going to give out necessary stipends to people, then don't increase anything. So everything should just be the way it is. Rather, there should be a decrease. But if you're not giving out anything, then there's no point increasing.
My advice is for them to look into it and do something about it.
They should just take it easy on that fair price, because that fair price, if they can still drop it or to maintain the main, because the if we say of the fair price, let's just leave the one of our fueling of our generator at home because of the lights. Now don't talk of transport. Now people are trying and working hard to get to work, and now you now increase the price. So if you can drop that and let us just maintain the normal price before we can, let's see how it will go.
Well, we've come to the end of this important topic. Now over to you. When do you think this hardship will end? You can also drop your comments on our comment section below by logging on to www.ecohotblog.com. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel at ecohotblog.com. Hi, I'm Busola Adegbite. Bye for now.